Right, the end of Season 13 is about to be here in a couple of days, and you need quick LP, and you also want to see how high elo Koreans are actually playing at the deadline. The quickest way to do so is by playing Nocturne, but also HECARIM Phase Rush on your screen now. Yeah, there's some variety builds going around, but we're going to look at the one that's basically straightforward, 1v9, don't overthink it, just jungle, just play. If you need 100, 200, 300 LP by Monday, this is the way to do it, and I'm not overselling this. If you cannot get 300 LP by Monday, playing HECARIM with this build, then either the champion's not you, or you just need to work in your jungling a little bit. That's the real truth, but as soon as you own up to that, you'll climb a lot further than you can ever believe. HECARIM starts on the top side, blue buff solo, we got the Nocturne starting on the red side, we have a Silas mid lane against an Orianna warding down. This is how you ward, my children. Look at the mid laner. He says, look, if I ward in this little bush here, then the HECARIM can easily circumvent any vision by just sticking close to the wall. Not in Season 14, but in now. So, ward deeper in the river, anything the HECARIM does will be spotted. HECARIM will have to watch this and track this. You've got the pings away from the Nocturne saying he's either on the Krugs, if he did Raptors for the bottom lane gank, or he's on the Wolves if he started on the blue, which is a problem because, you know, what if the HECARIM started on the Wolves? Now, you see the HECARIM cutting down to shadow this, right? Because we know, okay, look, there could be some sort of action from the Nocturne. The Orianna has warded here, a bit unlucky, but she's warded here, which means if the Nocturne started this side, very easily, he can loop back and gank this while she shoves up, especially considering range versus melee. And given that she has this protection, the HECARIM just says, let me give you bottom side protection, which is why we like holding on to this in the first rotation. And I'm going to play this for you, but don't be shocked. Where the hell did this guy come from if we just placed the ward to shadow and protect Orianna? And this is the kind of shit I love that they do in Korea that no one else does. Look at the balls in this guy. Hit the plant, sees the fact that this is water, goes, Then what does he do? That's right, my friends, flash into the brush, pushing wave. If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's converting junglers to gold, to emerald, to diamond, to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle div every game you play, click the link below or head to virkayu.gg. No clue that this is going to happen, full on commits. If you're going to use your flash to go for the gank anyway, why not use it up front and guarantee it, because you're not going to actually need it when she has no flash of her own, because she's burned her flash, right? Orianna has no flash, thus you can easily go ahead and kill her. Now in the meantime, obviously we do have the Senna, Garen fasting lane on the bottom side. As a HECARIM player, you know what, as any jungler right now, you just give credit to the Nocturne and say, you know what, Vincenzo, we tracked it to Orianna. She burnt her flash at like level 1. It's something that you would have to watch yourselves. We didn't see it in the video, but obviously, you know, pay attention to that. You know, you just look at this and go, well, obviously the guy must have flashed to go around the vision. There's no way in hell he got around this, right? There's no way in hell he approaches this angle. It's not possible. So we know straight up that the guy already used his flash to do so, and that's why Fiddlesticks, Poppy, any champion with Hex Flash, do this kind of shit all the time. See the wall place, get around it with your flash, you have Hex Flash for ganks or whatever, it's just better, we got a guaranteed kill from it. Now, Nocturne decides to go into his jungle, takes a blue buff, right, because he knows he has it, and then goes straight down to the scuttle because he knows the HECARIM's going to full clear down and be compromised. He also knows that his bottom lane are basing with item advantage and will be able to rotate should he invade. The HECARIM says, listen, I can try to get the topside scuttle, or I can apply some pressure to you. And the reason why we apply this pressure is because we watch bottom lane, we know that the Nocturne used his smite on that scuttle crab, and we just keep going here with a little bit of annoyance. Now the measured annoyance from the HECARIM is great. Look at this, he confirmed. And basically we're saying, what are you gonna do, guy? What are you gonna do? Because Nico's like, do I rotate now? Or, you know, do I go bottom lane? Or like, what do we do? Orianna has pressure, the Silas has to base, the guy now TP's in. Look at what we can do here, and because we know the Nocturne smited, right, both junglers will have smite coming up at exactly or so around the same time. So it's basically just complete flea-like behavior, abusing the mid-pry and the fact that the Silas had to base, abusing the fact that the bottom lane were focused more on getting there. We smite it, probably should have just smited it and moved already, but this is not something I necessarily advocate for as a baseline style. But if you're looking to get a bunch of LP over the next couple of days, you don't have the luxury of just piss chilling. You don't have the luxury of doing nothing. You've got to be super, super controlling over your game states. Now, the Nocturne did good shit with the gank, then falls back to it, blue takes a Scuttle Crab. We do our full clear, we rotate. We see he takes it. in the event that you have mid lane neutralized, bottom lane neutralized, and you can't become a flea on his fur, or whatever the hell his ghost tail is, crossover, get the scuttle, right? Most of the time, if you waste this much time, you should be seeing respawns of Krugs and Raptors. Remember, 420, 445. If they start on the Raptors, then that'll be around 3:55 to 4 minutes that respawns. Okay, that's not changing for Season 14, so clock that in your head. And if the guy spends too much time doing blue, scuttle, wolves, grom, and then ganking bottom lane, you should take his whole top side. So the only difference here in this game, and most likely what you're going to face, is that the HECARIM now played with him instead of taking the topside scuttle, but the counter jungling should still be possible. Obviously here we see the Orianna is leaving, the Senna's still running around. Here we kind of shadow this just to make sure she lives. And because we know that the third respawn camp, right, if you do blue, grump, wolves, raptors, and you're high elo, you know this, 420, 440, 5 minutes to 5 minutes 10 will be the third camp to raptors here. So we know that the Nocturne knows this, and because he sees us go topside, he's going to counter jungle our raptors. So now basically HECARIM's like, okay, look, I can't let that happen. Instead of taking the Krugs and the top scuttle, goes down to protect his own raptors from being stolen. And that's the Korean jungle trick. They don't allow this, right? They cut you off. This does open us up to losing the top scuttle. And basically we've got a lot of time wasting here, but we're using Fog of War. Well, we were using Fog of War. Yeah. Senna does get killed, but unfortunately it is an eco, so we can do that. Silas does use the HECARIM ult here. We do have the Orient. Look. Don't sit on your scuttle crab there, guys. Get involved. Get involved. Now you're looking at this and saying, but Virkayu, this is not good jungling. I disagree. It's coin flip, it's random, and it's not guaranteed income. But when you look at it from the HECARIM's perspective, he's just abusing lane states and then prior to tell the Nocturne, look, all things equated here, I'm winning. So as long as you don't get anything, I'm winning. Because the HECARIM's level 4, Nocturne's level 3. So I'm winning, right? The experience battle before first base is the most important thing. And basically he says, look, I'm going to counter jungle your top side. Nocturne says, fine, I'll counter jungle yours, but he has all the power with the roaming Senna to cut him off. So instead of looking at the chaos and thinking, well, that's terrible, think, how did the HECARIM play it to deny the enemy jungler's goals, to secure his own, and to play around the nature of the map? Map is king, right? When it comes to warding, roaming, everything. First base. Iron Boots plus a big old pickaxe, Iron Spike whip for the juicy guy over here. Now, we know Nocturne's going to go to the top side. We're going to go to the top side. Now the focus 100% is on getting level 6. We don't know if there's top lane vision here if you're not paying attention. Understandable, right? But normally you should try and watch top laners to see if they dip down here to ward, you see, because it is important that we do that. You want to know if you're seeing doing this quadrant here, but if he dips down there, like I get a bit nervous, there it is, there's a plant hit. So now I'm just making sure that I save my smite for the contest, just in case Nocturne shows up. I don't expect it, but maybe. So very, very nicely done. Overall, the focus now is on level 6. Darius gets caught out here. We get slowed by he gets slowed by the Olaf axes, and then we just go and snowball that lane, boom, right? Guy steps out of position, punish. Nocturne now level 6 goes to the, sorry. That's a sore subject, he's not level, I'm sorry, someone was thinking this is terrible jungling. 52, 7 CS lead, kill lead, assist lead rather, level 6 to level 5. I'm on the map sooner with my ultimate. So while it's not the best jungling, I give you that. While it's a little bit, the reasons for doing those things are solid. And in Korea and in your low elo and diamond and emerald or whatever games, this is how games are played, right? So instead of AFK sequencing yourself, without reacting to the map and then wondering why your lane is renting to the Nocturne, look at this kind of shit, right? Okay, well, the guy's going to be over here. I don't feel like the lanes are there for me to actually go and be a flea on his fur. So I'm going to go and just take top scuttle, counter jungle his top side. Cool. Like as Zyra, I would do that because I can't physically fight a Nocturne. So I would do this instead, but then you can gank this, fall back to this second rotation. Yeah, you lose these things maybe, but in your games, right, especially if you have certain rotational abilities, you might not lose those things, because a Nocturne, HECARIM, these kinds of champions, at least can very easily get from here to here, cut them off, and win those fights. Against other champions, like your mobile mages, less so. But then again, in most elos, they're not even thinking about those timers that are discussed. So it is what it is. French noises. Now I'm in Belgium. I can say that. Now the Nocturne goes to the bottom side here. We see the outside and rule. So does HECARIM. Want to go and take that scuttle before the Nocturne shows up. Do have smite, push it away, use your body, very good. We do have Orianna. Her ult is not available. Our ult is available, but so is Nocturne's now. So we didn't get to fully use that. Jhin, do you have any summoner spells? No. Right? Doesn't really matter even if it is. You can just hit your E here. Just keep sticking to him. Stacking. And if you need to use your R, you use it. But like, you just Q spam. Nico does the lift and launch. Nocturne ults the center. Nocturne is so cringe, man. This champion is... Whew. I mean, I think HECARIM's in the same boat, but Nocturne is just definitely stronger than HECARIM objectively. Not okay, this champion. But look, you see what the HECARIM did, right? We were up 7 CS, the Nocturne sequencing was thrown off from the counter jungling and the way he played, and all we did was do the blue side quadrant, gank the top lane, try and take the Herald, snack the Herald, cut across mid lane. We did the outside interval, took that Scuttle Crab, made some plays on the bottom lane. Full sequence, fluid, good decision making, and the Nocturne's forced to ult and he dies for it. So now we can go to our Krugs. You can go red Krugs Raptors, you can go Krugs bottom lane if they overstep. Senna's mid lane again here. Whew, she's going to get that kill but die to the Nocturne, which is always a little sad. Obviously we don't have ult anymore, but if the Jhin has no summoner spells, then we can just go ahead and press buttons. Which is run at him with E. If you need your ghost, use your ghost, but just Q spam basically. Smite if you have to. It's not difficult. This is what I'm saying, you know. Most junglers would not be able to just run at an ADC like Jhin and get away with it, but Winter blessed HECARIM, Winter hashtag blessed Lewis Hamilton HECARIM can actually go ahead and do that. So, do it. And if you don't, skill issue, because it's like, oh look, feeble ADC. Feeble ADC, I guess you die. Don't get stuck on doing your red Krugs Raptors in a weird sequence. Take your Krugs, kill the Jhin, fall back to your camps. We do have the, the Herald, which of course in Season 14 will be Grubbies. At 8 minutes, from 8 minutes to 40 minutes, there'll be Void Grubs. There will be 6 of them suckers, right? So you might try and structure your second rotation pathing to go ahead and stack one of those, all 3 of those Grubs. 4-minute spawn timers at this time, I believe. And so that's it. They allow more damage to turrets. Great for your team comp if you've got push lanes. And if you've got push lanes, you should be getting those objectives anyway. Nocturne now shows on the bottom side here. We are 4-0-1. He's 4-2-0. Shadowing. Is that worth the flash though? Because we can just E. And if we need to, we can R. Now obviously we need to wait for our W, I think, before we go and do anything with the resistances. There's a dragon here. I kind of want to do it. There is a Nocturne ult. He's going to go on the Orianna. She's going to flash. Oof, he misses that Q, and he will die for this. He will die for this. And then obviously the Silas is a pretty strong dude. But we do have a Senna with us, and she should get the kill, and we do have an Orianna with us as well. So understanding your team composition is huge. The only kill in the top lane, by the way, is the HECARIM's gank on the Darius over committing. So when I told you be cautious about that invade from the enemy top lane in terms of wards, sure. But if he's out of position, punish him. Right? Don't say like, oh, well, you know, the Olaf pushed it up again. We saw this and we collapsed. Use that, right? So what HECARIM does is truly allow a jungler to play whatever's necessary. And the baseline of your farming tempo is obviously absolutely massive. Here he decides to pull off because you see dead people, you see, look at the numbers advantage. It's like, you know, do I want a coin flip and die for the Herald? No. I have a 2-level lead. If it's only him, yes. But I don't have an ult. There's no reason to die for this this dragon, you know? Especially when you have such a nice lead, you want to keep it. So while I don't always want to see HECARIMs and Nocturnes cut their full clear short, the idea that cutting your full clear short to compromise tempo is just, it's stupid, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. Like, the map dictates. So what the Nocturne did here was great, but no HECARIM is going to come into your jungle here and stop your full sequencing, right? Most bottom lanes and laners will rotate and you'll die. So you have to play properly. And even then, the HECARIM played it well to deny the Nocturne. The Nocturne still had opportunities to make the right decision, but he didn't know what to do. And HECARIM did. And that's the jungle skill issue at the end of the day. So don't AFK farm with your head in the sand and wonder why laners are inting. That's the lesson here, because Nocturne has tried and done successfully. HECARIM likewise. Get your ass on the map. Fluid movement with your sequencing and your eyes up looking for stuff. And then you'll notice, oh look, I'm getting 8 to 9 CS per minute. I'm killing everybody freely. I have all the objectives. All because I looked up and got a few kills. Instead of sticking my head in the sand and only blind sequencing. Just like Karthus players, the bad ones are just the ones that just be the ult bot. You know, you don't want to be the ult bot. You want to be the Karthus that understands that he needs to be a lot more proactive and aggressive than most people are. That's how you smurf on that champion. So the HECARIM has basically won every lane. The only lane that's struggling a little bit is the Orianna, but it's Orianna, and that's because Nocturne did impact. So there you go. And now the poor Jhin is just getting run down. Gold amounts. He's up like 800 gold over the center at this stage. Obviously facing center, 4.3 on the Jhin, but the Nico has 6,000, you know? Our bottom lane are losing. Our mid lane are up 700 gold, and top lane is up a substantial amount. BF sword already, in terms of gold amount. Yeah. This is it, guys. This is a quick blitzkrieg on how to play HECARIM without AFK farming, but still farming more than anyone else. And now your ramp up for farming is good, right? So once you get to 12, 15, 20 minutes, you start to really rinse your camps, like really rinse your camps. And we've gone that stride breaker as we mentioned. So there's no need for the Mana Moon shit. Stop doing it. Just go into your stride breaker. It's the best way to go. Go into your Shojin. Best way to go. We're going to have the Shoulder's Grudge, obviously. And then you're one-tapping people while surviving and having very low cooldown on all your spammable abilities. Reasonably spammable abilities. I mean, it's not spammable, but that is. You know, this is nutty. So that's what we're looking for. I don't want to see Duskblade and all this weird nonsense. I mean, you can go Ghostblade still, your flavor technology, there's other stuff you can do, but why complicate things, right, in the final days of the season? Play what's easy, guaranteed, solid build paths, always going to be viable in most situations, and allow you to snowball. And that's all you're really looking to do, right? Now we are being pushed in a little bit because we only have the bottom lane turret. Nocturne's here, he has ult up, he's down 2 levels though, and obviously we have the Olaf cutting this wave up top side, so when you are pushed in like this, don't ego for camps, don't die for these camps. You know they could be here, so we drag it out, we played smart, we played safe, we're looking, okay, you know, is anyone actually arriving? We activate the Herald, so now they know where we are. But we're looking here to finish this, and cut in here for this, right? That's what we're looking to do. That's it, we're joining up, we're pushing them out now. 60 minutes, we have the lead, let's go. TP forced, camps cleared, Herald activated, wave crashing, cannon wave, team groups. Orianna rotating, no TP, so she does so. And that should be a dead turret. Cool. Perfect. Remember, Season 14, you can jump in that sucker and actually go for a ride. A little bit of Scion cosplay. Now we'll go back to base because we do have 1,300 in the bank, which is enough to get the item. And in the meantime, when teammates overstay, they die. So, as always, be ready to rotate out of base like only HECARIM can. That's the thing. That's what this enables. It's a rotation. Most junglers here, the team fight is over. Your team is lost. Bad things are happening. HECARIM understands. Yeah. There we go. Wrong one there for a second, but we got it right in the end. And again, use your phase rush, use your movement speed, use your E, in and out gameplay, use your W. Keep those resistances building. Keep that movement speed in and out. Don't tank unnecessary abilities. It's perfectly done. Maxing W second. As you can see, 20 armor and magic resist, and obviously healing as well. You know, this is the... They try to fix this a few times, you know? But at the end of the day, what this does is important and it's vital for HECARIM. But at least he's not stampeding over us with a one-shot E Duskblade build anymore. That was not a good time. Warded there. Clear it if you want, but I guess if you don't want, you don't have to. But yeah, I mean, the QW with this build is good, right? Cooldown now on this one, 2.18, 7.66 at this point, and still 10.51 on E, so that's why the phase rush is crucial here. Your E's going in usually, phase rush to go out, still affects your passive, obviously. Here you go. Gained 78 attack speed at the moment. Now his movement speed has dropped down to 4.5, and that is 29. So the Ghost, you see, does huge amounts. Now we press it again, 55 with that E press, you see? So the amount of AD you gain is not... Oh, he got 5 extra AD. The guy had like 70 plus AD out of base. Pressed E, went from 25 to 50 plus. Like, it's a substantial amount of AD that gets boosted, you know? And that's why we like this rune set overall, because we're amplifying all of this all the time. Yes, sir. And phase rush too. So the champion is simple, easy to execute, got a standardized build path with a lot of damage, a lot of DPS, a lot of sustained fighting, one-shots ADCs, can be a bit of a frontliner. No, you're not as tanky as Chemtank. No, you're not as assassiny as the Duskblade meta, but you're a smack bang him in the middle. As long as you understand angles of approach and engage and jungle tempo, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in this situation every game. Seriously, every game. And, you know, it's great that we haven't died. It shows you a good example of giving up things and not dying for them. Like that dragon, just give it up. Your team are not in a position, give it up. There's a dodgy fight. Okay, I'm going to do my damage and get out. I'm not going to overcommit and die for it. Again, crucial. Silas is pushing the bottom wave. He's going to go in. Oh, I guess that what constitutes for going in. He's a dead now. He's a dead. Yeah. Nocturne does have ult, so we see the Garen going in here. There it is. Nocturne can still do damage here, guys. The champion is, as I said, gross. A little bit gross. Things will change next week, fortunately, but we're seeing him be abused here through a good HECARIM jungler, but most of the time, Nocturne is you want the most LP. Play like this HECARIM, take the good parts of the Nocturne that he did this game, and just play Nocturne, right? Absolutely free. HECARIM can as well, but just covering both champions. Now, we're looking at this. Olaf is chunked, you know, Garen is dead, Orianna's in base, Senna's coming out of base as well. Do I need to buy Cyrildas yet? If no, then just keep sequencing. Just keep farming. 2 levels up on this guy. He can HECARIM ult over the wall. So we're going to go for that fear. We tried. She got him. She got him. Cool. Yeah, that's the problem with Sylas. But actually, that Sylas, I just recognized his name. I love that player. He's an exquisitely... He's a brilliant challenger-level Korean jungler who can play... Most Koreans can play lane to a certain degree. But really, he is... I've made a few videos on him, and the Viego video on my main channel, the 1v9 one, is him as well. The guy just knows how to play the game. Really good jungler to follow. Unfortunately, not having the best time this game, but did get the Nocturne help, and I can only imagine if he was actually playing Nocturne here instead of Vincenzo. Normally we can just turn here, but you're, you know, fed HECARIM, so just go ahead and finish that sucker off yourself. Kill that over there. And now you're looking to push this game and end up and not FFing. Epilogue for you is pretty much an... Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't see him FF a lot. TBH. You know, Sylas is not his best champion. At all. But, good player, objectively. Not in this instance, but let's just say it's because of the HECARIM, right? Yeah, he's doing a good job, cool. Let's go ahead and take all of the Nocturne's camps now, as Olaf pushes through the top side. Garen shows up here. Also another Stridebreaker guy. He's 3-8-5 though. He's not really done much. TB from Orianna, which means we can go and join them. We do have Cyrildas now though. It's fortunately a hex tab map. We're watching the map the whole time. Keep your eyes on that. Click around all the time. 2 people there. Nocturne will have ult up again. They like to look for the single target here, but it is at level 15. I love that one gank, one top. That one gank. There it is. Waiting. We got the kill. But you get to shove this out. HECARIM doesn't take the gates. Just goes and farms a little bit. That's fine. Because your team has it under control. But please be aware that if their whole team is up and they don't have 2 dead, please take the Hextech portals. Support your teammate. Get the inhib. Everyone falls back down. You join up in the mid lane. You shove this out with your Baron. You know, that's the kind of stuff you want to do. But here we can obviously just take and be greedy. But again, like, we're here, right? See where I'm trying to put the camera? To show you, like, the idea that now this happens, obviously, but HECARIM needs to be ready to rotate on this. The Nico does kill the Senna. Again, that's the downside if you do split away from your team. And obviously, we're waiting for the Olaf who isn't even here. So you've got to know you can 1v5 these fights. Let's have a look here. Gonna go on the Sylas first because he split off from his team. There we go. Nocturne's going baseline. Backline, you can definitely kill if you want to. Sylas is dead. We have Arville available as well. There we go. There's a fear. Dash in with your E. Get feared by the Nocturne, actually. Goes through. Doesn't matter, smite Q. Don't forget to activate this button as well. Does things. Does a little bit of the slowing and the damaging. 209, actually. This used to be a lot more gross as well. At one point, the slow was very slow. A couple years ago, that meta was not tasty. That meta was not tasty. Yeah. Gore Drinker being removed, Divine being removed, Stride being nerfed, and Black Cleaver and Pen being nerfed. All of these are great things. I'm very excited for the change. But hey, you need LP by Monday. This is the juice, guys. This is it. I'll do another one on Friday for a different kind of playstyle, but go get it. Get your goals, man.